We went, Scott, how many people were in that room at the Direct Selling University? They hold it twice a year. There was less than 150 executives there, just about 110 companies represented. Do you know how many companies in the network marketing industry right now? About 10,000. So if there's 10,000 companies and let's say 5,000, let's go half. That's how conservative I'm going to be. Let's say half are legit, real products, real services. 5,000 and only 110 of the company's C-level officers, these are big levels, CEOs, CSOs, CFOs, are there to do what? To learn from the billion-dollar company owners, CEOs, and CSOs. So we're sitting there and I'm going, I thought this place was going to be, we're at a convention center, a big one. And I'm looking around, me and Ashley and I were one of how many women you saw there? 30, 25?
Like
in all of them. No, not the wives, but
yeah, a lot of wives, not a lot of execs.
Maybe there were 15 women like us who were an officer in a company.
Nobody like you guys.
We're all fancy. We actually looked nice and wore business clothes. Some people just walked in like I don't even know, we're going to play basketball. But it was odd to me. So as a strategic business person, I have a strategic mind. I'm going, let me look around, let me see. And I'm listening to the content on stage going, this is gold. This is the industry top companies revealing to us how they overcame some of the biggest challenges in becoming a billion-dollar brand. And Rodney, my CEO, our CEO, but my business partner has been my friend. I've traveled all over with him. He goes, I don't know if I would have gotten on stage. I love his candor. He goes, I don't know if I would have gotten on stage and given all my juice away. Meaning they were giving us the juice. And I'm over here like, all about customer programs, how not to get shut down by the FCC, how to be progressive, how to meet the needs, the requirements of the Federal Trade Commission and go past them, how to overcome the Amazon eBay thing where they compete and they dump product and they undercut your reps, and how to deal with attrition and people quitting and no one making money. And I'm sitting there going, how is it that there's only 110 companies and about 150 people here? Are you kidding me? And here's why. Because once you get to a place where you're up there, you're making the money, if you don't remain coachable and you don't remain hungry and you think you're the smartest person in the room, you have a target on your back. It's only a matter of time for someone smarter and savvier and who's going to sacrifice more is going to come in and outdo you. And that is not just as a company, but as an individual. When you get on these calls and you guys are doing what I did for 12 years and still will do, Rodney is a brilliant negotiator. And when you guys get to meet him and he starts coming onto calls and showing up on stages, you're going to go, people say this to me right now. They're like, now I know why he's your business partner. Holy cow, he's so dynamic. Holy cow, he's so brilliant. But he just signed us up for something else. He goes, we have to be there. And I said, where'd you go yesterday? Because he's in Utah and I'm in Connecticut. He goes, I took Callie, one of our new hires, to this event where all the people go there to maximize their comp plans and become the best in the comp plan in the industry. And I went, I didn't even know about this, which I don't care. My ego doesn't care about that. I went, really? And he goes, got to stay ahead of everybody. And I was like, that's how you make it big in your life and in your industry and in your, specific role. You got to be ahead of the competitors. You got to know more and you got to be coachable. You guys are being coachable. So one thing I will always tell you is coachability is like my top 3. Being able to put in the time and do the numbers we've talked about, the numbers matter. I don't care what you say. If you don't talk to enough people, you don't put enough posts out, you're not opening your mouth, you're not bringing in business. But you know what's cool about that? Your first 6 months, if all you did was 2 90-day runs and you got yourself to Ruby or even Sapphire, whatever, Ruby is 20,000 on your lesser leg in 5 weeks and your lesser leg. Let's say that brings you in $5,000 a month steadily. Let's just say, and I'm not, don't quote me. Let's say it's $4,000 or $5,000 a month residual. Was it worth it to run for 2 90-day runs to have an extra $5,000? Do the math, 60,000 a year. And I stink at math, but I remember 12 times 5. Okay. I can teach you how to make millions in a comp plan, but my math, algebra, geometry, not so great. But here's the thing. You can be really, really excited But excitement does not bring you where you need to be. It does not get you up in the morning and make you post something. It doesn't make you hustle hard. You've got to have the work ethic and do the numbers. That's one. Work ethic / do the numbers. That means 8 a day, or put a good post up and get at least 4 links sent out a day, 5 days a week. If you're sending out 4 links a day, 5 days a week, you are a rock star and you don't even know it yet. You are headed for greatness. But here's the cool thing that I was going to reveal to you. After the first 6 months of doing that steadily, 5 days a week, you'll have such a good team under you and a few key rock stars on each leg. They're producers. You won't have to keep recruiting at that level. When I was in my last company and I was at 2.1 million a year in sales at my third year, was it my third year? Yeah. 1.7 and then to 2.1. In my third year, actually 2.5 years in, I'm at 2.1 million a year. Do the math on that. It's like 160,000 a month. Can you imagine that kind of income? And that's before taxes. Don't get too excited. Uncle Sam takes about 43% of it, but it's cool to see before they take it away. But let's just say when you get to that point, you go, I got to just help a whole bunch of these chickens produce. Go find my little chickadees, help them lay a bunch of eggs. I don't need to bring a bunch more chickens in, maybe a couple chickens a month. I don't need to bring in 10 chickens a month. I need to bring in 1 or 2, but I got to go help all those other chickens lay eggs and bring in and produce. Does that make sense? You don't have to recruit hardcore forever. You don't have to be out enrolling forever. You need to have a short amount of compressed time, 90 days, and maybe another 90-day run in your first year with Awakened, and you can do something truly revolutionary for your finances. But here's the problem. Most people will never stay with it and have the perseverance and the hustle to do enough of the numbers to make it work in your favor. And once it catches and you catch momentum, it's like when you're pushing up a rock and you get to the crest and then it starts to roll on its own and gains momentum. When do most people quit? When the rock gets really heavy and they let them just steamroll you and you got to start over and steamroll you. Speed is your best friend in the business. The faster you do this, the sooner you're free. The slower you go, the more painful this business is. But what's cool is you can get set free in your first year to 18 months from having to recruit all the time around the clock, even if all you did was bring in a couple people a month, a couple people a week, every month, your first year. Let's say you brought 8 customers and reps combined, your first year, every month. Do the math. 8 a month. That's all you did. Couple customers, couple distributors, maybe 1 month is all customers, maybe 1 month is all distributors, AKA members. And that's all you did. You do realize you will have enough reorders and a few members become real producers that your paycheck starts to duplicate.
Yes.
And when it starts to duplicate, it's incredible. Because now you're making little overrides on the work of other people that came into your organization. Does that make sense? Do you know how fun it is to earn 1% or a percentage of a whole bunch of people under you? It's better than 100% of what we can do on our own in a 9-to-5. Wouldn't you want to earn a small percentage of everyone's efforts in your organization or close to it until you cap out? Because you have to cap out or we'll go broke. But we cap out at $20,000 a week in team commissions. That's $80,000 a month before you wake up at the beginning of the month. That's guaranteed if you cap out. Everything else in the month is extra money that gets added to the 80. Doesn't suck. Most of you don't even think you're capable of $20,000 a year. And that's why you'll continue to make that. You need to start saying, I'm limitless. I'm capable. I'm in the right place at the right time. Danelle was penniless, $750,000 in debt when she came in to this industry 12 years ago, and she became a millionaire in year 8. I'm not saying this, the whole point of this, let me put a disclaimer because it's being recorded. I'm not talking to you about making millions. I'm not saying you can all make millions. What I'm saying is it's possible. It's not the norm, but it's possible. What I'm saying is stop limiting yourself, stop playing small. And instead of saying, I'll make $20 a week, let's set it that you make $400 a month. Because $400 a month might be a car payment. It might be your propane bill. When I realized that propane for us is now $700 a month, I almost threw up because I still, in my mind, never want to be broke again. And so when my electric bill goes up, I'm yelling at all the kids to stop turning the lights on, stop running the hot tub. I don't live like I can eat bonbons all day because I grew up on welfare. So in my mind, as much as I like nice things and I know how to spend, I also budget everything. I have a budget for fun, but that budget is a budget. So my point is some of you have limited yourself based on what you think you're capable of, and you have to actually get out of your comfort zone and say, today I'm going to set an intention that I'm going to earn $1,200 a month every month for the next 3 months. Like, that's so doable. You have a viral product. We haven't even opened the customer portal yet. By the way, the day we ship is the day the first bottle goes out. You'll all see, we'll have a party on Facebook Live, but you'll also be able to sign customers. Do you know how fast? Do you know what our sales are going to be that day? We have people that have several hundred customers waiting on a list. Let's say you brought in 10 customers your first day. Everyone should be preparing now for that day. You should put a post up on Facebook and say, who wants to be on my VIP list in a week or two? And I don't want you to promise, but we know sometime before the 31st, this freaking product will be shipped to us, right? The minute it comes to us, we pick it, we pack it, we turn it around and ship it to US and Canada. So if you put up a thing and you made a face like, who wants to be on my VIP list for the hottest plus accelerator literally on the planet? It's coming out in less than 2 weeks, let's say. I don't even know what today is because I don't even know my name anymore. Hold on. It is the 13th. So let's just say within the next few weeks, so you're being very soft on that, it's going to start to ship. Who would like information on it when the customer portal ordering is open, right? So what you're saying is you just want to be on my list to know when. You're not asking for their business. You know what people do? I'll be on it. I'll be on it. If you had 50 people on that list by Saturday morning and you do it one more time next week, and let's say you get 100 on your list, let me tell you how many will order. 20 to 25 of them will order. And let's say they all became customers. That's a nice chunk of money. That's a good $400 or $500 in your pocket just for signing them up month one. But guess what happens when they reorder? You make more money. And they order again because they're losing weight. And they tell their two best friends who say, what are you on? And they give you the referrals, or they sign up as a rep now. And now they bring in a few people. When it goes, what we call, it's called geometric progression when it starts to just. And it happened in my last company. They start to all go nuts. And so this one felt so good on that gel I sold that they told 3 people at work and they've sold 2 people on it. And then so understand on Zenith, as people are losing weight and posting, maybe they're in your group and they brought in 10 people, but the next month there's 32 people ordering. Well, that's all residual. It's more of a check for you because the volume rolls up. It gets exciting. You know what's not exciting? Watching other people's businesses go nuts during momentum and yours being dead. Do you know the fastest way for your business to be dead? Don't do the numbers. Don't talk to people. Don't post. Be afraid. Sit in your fear. Don't be courageous. Don't branch out. Don't get out of your own head, because that's exactly the only reason why you won't make money at any network marketing company. You know, it's funny to me that, yes, it's true that the industry, typically people don't make money based on, they come in, they pay an annual fee just to get the lowest price. They never had any intention of building. So it makes the industry numbers look bad. And then there's people who just, they don't get out of their own way. They care so much what people think. They're not willing to build the business. So they sit there in fear, and that makes the numbers look bad. But it's the ones like me who say, yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah, I don't like this at first, but I'm going to do it. My why is strong. And then we prove, the handful of us in the industry prove that it's completely possible. But you got to get out of your own head. You got to stop worrying and start worrying about yourself and knowing you're worthy of a good life and you're worthy of an extra paycheck and you're worthy. And guess what? You're not here to sell. I want you to stop. Throw that out of your head. You're here to help a lot of people lose weight. When people lose weight, they have less trouble with knee issues, and we can't make claims, but losing weight causes a lot of the body systems to be better. Losing weight helps people feel better, sleep better, have a better sexual vitality, be less depressed. There's a million benefits to losing weight, lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, right? And so you're here to offer them a bevy of benefits. The problem is you're afraid to say something. So if you're afraid to talk or you're afraid to post, you stay where you are. It's you saying, I set an intention. I'm in a great company. I'm in early. I have a product that's going to go viral. The company's going to go into hypergrowth, and I'm not missing this. And that's all I need from you. That's all you need, is for you to believe that you're capable, because I already know you are. I was one of the worst people on paper you have ever seen. On paper, I was $750,000 in debt. And I had the repo guys after me and my husband and ex-husband, and we had foreclosure that was impending. The auction date was 2 months away when I joined the industry. And I had a little kid with severe ADHD and a daughter who was very bright, but I couldn't spend any time with her because we were constantly trying to keep our heads above water. And we had the church at one point putting groceries in our house. And I didn't have money to join, and I had no money for an auto ship. And I joined at 1,000 back in 11 at the highest package, which was dumb, but I did it because I thought that was the best way to come in. And hey, listen, when you're already drowning in debt, what's another grand? That's how we looked at it. Like, what's another 1,000 when we're already out in the ocean and we're going to die here? So he's like, I'll just borrow it from my business account. We'll put it back. He goes, I need it right back. That was good for me. Having that much skin in the game terrified me. I'm not letting my husband tell me that I lost us another grand, right? And then I went on an auto ship of $290 a month out the door with sales tax and everything because they required 200 points to even. So I want you to understand that was back in 11. We don't have a requirement. You can just have one customer a month ordering one bottle, and you don't even need to order from us to make money and stay qualified. We took that objection away from you. We took that issue away. You don't have to come in on a big package. You can still do good on a small package. We like you to have a little skin in the game psychologically, because if you think, it's not a big deal to lose a couple hundred, you won't try. When you know you got to pay that back to your credit card, I think most people go for it, right? I got to pay this off before right? I can see Claudine shaking her head. I know that feeling. So the mind game that you're going to have to play with yourself is either the one that's going to take you out of this or keep you out of the game, or you're going to have it help you be victorious and win the game. And winning could be anything. Jim, it could be 500 a month. Jim, it could be 50,000 a month. I don't know your dreams yet. But I don't want you to limit yourself. Let's say Jim says, Danielle, 500 a month is great, but I'd really like $5,000. Okay. So I want it to be your dream and what your goal is. And a dream really isn't anything good if there's no action attached. It's kind of delusional. We can dream all day about a lot of things, but we got to have some action attached. And taking action is where people get tripped up because it's what's going on between their ears that trips you up. So I don't want you to let fear get in the way. There really, truly is nothing to be fearful of. Do you know the stats? 34 billion a year in the United States is generated by at-home people like us. 34 billion. Okay. But in the US, even though it's still considered for some people not the greatest industry, many people are doing e-commerce, online sales now. It has shifted in the last 5 years, especially since COVID. But you go to Japan, well, then move to Japan. It is an honorable business to be in. No joke. If you're a network marketer in Japan, you're considered upper echelon. So consider yourself from living in Japan right now if it gets you by. I don't know. But I want you to get yourself out of your head because really, truly, that's where this industry takes people and makes them great or makes them fall flat. Does that all make sense? It really isn't a hard business. It's a business, though, that you've just got to do a little every day. You got to bite off a little every day. And when you do a little, over time, you go, oh, my gosh, I built it to $1,500 a month. Woo! Well, I don't want Mindy stopping at $1,500 a month. Maybe in a couple months, she goes, I'd like to be at $4,000 a month, Danielle. Cool. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get there. And we're going to get on a call and we're going to take everyone's paychecks in 60 days from the day we open. Let's do one. We'll do a 60-day review. We'll do an audit and we'll say, this is what you all made. He made $5. She made 30. This one made 3,000. This one made 30. What's the difference? I'm going to make you unmute and tell me why you made no money. So if you're not on that call, I'll know why. Because I want you to be accountable. And it's okay. I'm not going to yell at you because I love you, but I can't push you. Just like I try to get my kid to brush his teeth every morning and every night. I'm still fighting him at 16. It's like, at what point do you just say, it's up to you, buddy? Women like nice teeth if you want a wife. I'm just saying. That's my new thing. Like, I don't understand. Ma, it's fine. No, it's not. Like, you have a really cute girlfriend. I'm pretty sure she wants fresh breath and nice teeth. So I got to get to your currency. His currency is his girlfriend. And I said to him, do you want yellow teeth? No, Ma. Okay. Make it a priority. You know how you put on your deodorant, do your hair and want to look all Rico Suave? Well, your teeth matter. But when I used to say, I'll punish you, he didn't care. But when I said, you don't want to lose your girlfriend, he goes, oh, I get it. So what's your currency? If your currency isn't money per se, but it's well, money is going to help me get out of debt and I just want that debt to go, then I want you to focus on, I'm getting that debt to go away. It's gone. This is where I'm supposed to be. If it's not debt and I have this dream of opening up my own bakery, well, you got to fund it because banks aren't giving much right now. Let's make you 150 grand to be able to open your bakery. But if you're not dreaming about donuts and bagels all day and what your business is going to look like, and you're not thinking about it and visualizing it, you'll never see it in your hand. You got to have it first be here in your mind's eye, and then you'll hold it in your hand. Most of you are only thinking about what you're afraid of. Stop thinking on that. The way to stop thinking negative and be fearful is to think on what do you really want? And what is it is your dream? That's your dream. Because it's, by the way, completely possible. Okay. This is so, I promise you, get out of your own head, do the work. Listen to Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. Get the book, Change Your Words, Change Your Life by Joyce Meyer. Get the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Get this stuff in your brain and fire hose yourself, because the years and decades of poor programming that we've all gotten from school teachers and books and TV, and none of us feel good enough. It's a society of everyone trying to feel good enough and significant. There's more depression, more suicide, more disconnected people from people more than ever. Most people are hurting. Most people are lonely. It's funny. The doctor today we were with said, his name is Dr. Scott, drives a Ferrari, love him and his wife. Scott and I were there with Scott and that Scott. And he goes, in the most connected world, we're the most disconnected people humanly. That's what he said. Very profound. He's right. I say it all the time. I would love to get rid of technology. I want to go back to building forts and riding my bike until it gets dark and my mother's screaming, come back, Janine, Danielle, it's dinner time. I didn't worry about serial killers back then. I didn't worry about, we could ride our bikes through the neighborhood and have a ball. And now we can't even let our kids stand outside without looking at them. This world is crazy. So we got to work within what we've got. And instead of just living, kind of limited or really limited, you got to work with what you got and just say, I'm just going to make the best of this life. And you can make a big impact with money, but not if you don't have any. And so money is just a means to an end. I promise you, when I started making big money, I went, wow, it doesn't make me tell me I'm pretty or cuddle me at night. Solve some problems, right? If you can write a check for it, it's not a problem. My mentor told me once, and he's right. If you can write a check for it, it's really not a problem, right? Terminal cancer, that's a problem. You got people coming after you for money. It's not really a problem. If you can write a check for it, it becomes no problem. But what you're not understanding, guys, is money is something that actually helps you to make an impact, not just in your life, but friends, family. You can do special things and you can go make memories, because we were not designed to get up every day and be in trudgery. And I need to pull you guys out of that if you don't know that already. You were not designed to get up and every day be Groundhog Day. And I lived it for years. And that's what made me keep going in the industry. Because every day we laugh now, we get up. He's now like retired, but working again. This is hilarious. He's retired from construction engineering. What did you say? Because I love this. So we had a late lunch today when we were running around. We had a lot to do. We had to file taxes. And we're at this late lunch and he goes, it's so much nicer than sitting at a desk all day, because he was working at a desk in this house full time, 8 to 5 for the last however many years, 4 or 5 years, right? But he was in that industry for 27. And he goes to me, I love it. And he starts talking my life. He's telling my schedule, but it's his now. What did you say today? I love this. You went, watch. I'm totally hitting him. Go ahead. You said.
I'm trying to remember exactly.
Where you go. Sometimes I have a break for an hour.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
I got 32 emails.
I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I have a nice light day. I can go play some video games for a while. And I get downstairs and I look at my email and I go, nope. And then I'm like, all right, so I got them all done. So let me go to the bathroom. I come back, still not time. And then I'm like, oh, I got a heavy day. I got like 5 meetings and 3 of them get canceled. And I'm like, oh, I do have some time today. But it's still great that
flexibility, time freedom. We'll make a lunch or breakfast together. We're having so much fun. We wake up together. We have our coffee together now. Instead of him giving me coffee and him going to his side of the house, we're working together. That doesn't happen because you sat there and did nothing. You get that type of life from what? The perseverance, the sacrifice, and don't give up. You guys are in the right company at the right time. You have a more viral product than I had in my last company. And we went to 710 million in 5 years. 580 million of that came from my team. I made almost 7 million and I came into there literally broken as a human being, going through a divorce and miserable. No money for anything, owed all this money out, and I didn't even know how to get out of my own way. And I said, I'm not missing this. Don't miss this. You have $1 trillion industry, so many people walking around wanting to drop fat, wanting to feel better about who they are. So many people hate their bodies, hate their lives. And you know what? Most of us will never tell the person we're walking by that, I feel terrible today, but it comes out. The ugliness, the snippiness, the being not nice to strangers comes because people are what? They're hurting. You can go out and make a big impact, but the impact, woo, what's happening? But the impact you make pays you for a long time. I want you to get off of making big money. Set the intention you're going to make good money, but I want you to say, how many people that are overweight or just want to feel better can I help? And I'm going to help a lot of them. And my team's going to, and I want you to say every day, my team's helping millions of people. We're going to make such an impact. We're going to go to 1 billion fast. We're going to have a lot of haters. I don't care, because we're going to do something epic. We already are. 100,000 bottles. That's unheard of in 7 weeks, guys. We just put another order in today. We're like, okay, we're at like 2 million in orders now that we paid for out of our own money, because we're like, we got to have a lot of product because this stuff is insane and people love it. Well, guess what? We're going to flood the market soon. We're going to have thousands of testimonials, and you guys are going to go on the ride of your lives. The question is, are you going to be on the ride? Or are you going to be waiting to get on the ride and just say, I'm too afraid to be on that coaster? Get on the coaster, throw your hands up and go for it. I will never regret just pushing aside my fear, being courageous and saying, I'm going to get out of this bed. I'm going to stop sleeping all day. I'm going to get out of this life, get out of a marriage that's killing me, and I'm going to go renew myself, and I'm going to go make it. And no one's going to do it for you. I'm going to help you. I'll be right by your side. I'm not going to let you fall. But if you quit, I can't make you do it, right? So don't give up on yourself. And if you're already there, great. Then I'm just going to help build your skill sets so you can make more money in less time. Build a great organization faster. But if you're where I was or close to it and you're like, I'm a mess, good for you. You know why? Because you're going to have an even better story 6 months from now when you're on stage. And you can tell everyone, I was a train wreck like Danelle was, and I did it afraid, or I went for it because I didn't want to live that life. You have two choices. Stay where you're at, go around the same mountain, or go on an epic ride. But you got to get on the coaster. And that requires every day, a little sacrifice, a little work, still live your life, still do what you do, still brush your hair and teeth, go do your job full time, but work on your fortune part-time, just like Jim Rohn says. Okay. All right. I'm going to catch you in as soon as we know we're shipping. We'll book another one, Diana, because the next probably 8 to 10 days are going to be insane for me as we prepare to ship, and we do our NFTs minting, and we're paying commission soon. So it's happening. Say a bunch of prayers. It's coming. Love you guys.
Thank you so much, Danielle.
I'll talk to you soon.
You.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Danielle.